Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I want to talk about something that really, when it gets down to it, really means a ton to me. On a personal level, it's one of the things that I take the most pride in. And it's something that every action that I do, everything that I talk to you guys about, but everything that I do with my family, my friends, and even people that I just casually meet on the street somewhere, it is the most important thing. And it's even a conversation that I had with my sister today. And that's the concept of trust. I take it really personally. For the people who are customers of mine, and even more so the people who are members of our community, your trust is the most important thing for me. I know the minute you break out your credit card and punch in the information and trust me with your wallet, in a sense, I take it personally. And it's something that really makes me motivated to want to really deliver to you the best content and provide an education for you that you're not going to get anywhere else. You see, most people, they don't think about trust. No, they don't. They might think, okay, I'm sort of honest, I'm better than the next guy. But ask yourself, how trustworthy are you? Or really better yet, and this is the essence of what this lesson is about, if I were to ask one of the people that you had met and just talked to as a prospect, right after you met them, how much they trust you, what would the answer be? Well, for most people, the answer is not very good. Their answer probably would be not very much. They'd probably be wondering what your ulterior motive was, and really skepticism as to how they're going to gain more of a benefit from buying your product than you will by selling the product. You see, that's the problem. I actually go to a lot of networking events, and it's not so much that I'm trying to sell anything, because I'm not. Realistically, I go there because I want to meet the people in the community, and I've been able to really help a ton of people, and I've had people come in and really had been able to solve an urgent problem that I had that I wouldn't know otherwise. But the one thing that I notice is that there's this air of what I call, a forest full of hunters. So you go in there, and everybody wants to sell something, but nobody is looking to buy. So it's kind of like the forest is full of hunters, but there's nothing to shoot at. I mean, there's no prey there. It's just all hunters. And so those hunters basically start taking shots at each other. Well, it goes back to trust. Like I asked before, if I would have asked your prospect immediately after speaking with you, how much do they trust you? The answer generally isn't very much. It's a sad truth, and it's something that you're probably never been told. But it's the reason you have to go through all these machinations. Why you have to talk about overcoming objections and building rapport and all these things that are very artificial. It's because it boils down to a matter of trust. These people don't trust you. If they trusted you, you wouldn't have to overcome objections. You wouldn't have to cold call. You'd have tons of customers. You wouldn't have to build rapport because these people trust you. You see, trust, as it's been said, is a bridge that will never wear out. It's something that once you build trust, person to person, one-on-one, and within a community, you can build a cult following, a fan following of people who are going to make sure that your business thrives. They're going to make sure that you're always hitting your revenue targets, that you're being successful and solving enough problems so that you don't have to worry about all the other pressures and bring in revenue that it takes just to subsist. While most people, on the other hand, instead of focusing on on trust and really what they're emulating out from the inside, they're really focusing on basically paying their bills, is being able to pay their next month's rent check. And it's sad, but it's true. And it's because they stopped looking at trust. But what's worse is this isn't even taught to you guys. I mean, when it comes to sales training, the biggest thing that most people, when they're buying something, they want to feel like they can trust it. They want to feel like there's a guarantee. They want to feel like if something goes wrong, they can have a remedy for that immediately. It's even if you buy a cell phone, they give you, 14 days to return it. Nordstrom just lets you return anything. I mean, even if you didn't even buy anything there, they'll let you return it. I mean, it's awesome. And honestly, it's what I do with mine. If you don't like what I have, it's a 30-day return it. I don't really care. If you're not happy, I'll give you your money back. I don't want it. But trust is something that's really huge. And if you're not focusing on trust, you're really missing out, and you might as well leave the sales industry. You just should. I mean, honestly, go on Monster, LinkedIn, or Indeed, or whatever, and go do something else. but it's the most important thing that you have to consider. Now, the reason I bring this up, it's simple. It's one of the things that I teach. It's how to be your authentic self. When nobody's around and nobody's looking, do you have a set of rules that you're governed by? Do you have standards that you live by? Do you have expectations for the people that surround you? What is your minimum bar that you're going to allow to be associated with you? And in the pickup community, that's what we did. It was about building a high-value man. It wasn't about lines and tricking a girl or anything like that. It had nothing to do with that. I mean, that's what the guys who were buying drinks and flowers and absolutely just flooding these women with completely insincere compliments would do. What we would do is we would work on ourselves and we would develop ourselves into a high-value man and be 100% authentic and really exposing the fact of what the people were doing who weren't being authentic, who were trying to ply them with drinks and all these other things, which the women knew the guys were doing. But to be somebody who would show warts and all, who had a genuine and authentic personality that we obviously weren't playing games with. What happens is that's really attractive to people, and that's really why the women would gravitate. And in the sales industry, when I tied it together, it was the same thing. It was, I'm not going to be Mr. Perfect. I'm definitely not Mr. Perfect, in my own life. People look and they say, Matt, why aren't you wearing a suit and tie? Well, there's two reasons. One, I live in San Diego, and people don't even wear to funerals or weddings. But secondarily, this is how I dress. This is, it's a casual place to live. I'm very lucky enough to have the lifestyle that I have, where I don't have to be this fake person where I'm dressing up to try to make you think that I'm somebody who's super important, has this great title. But rather, I'm going to show you exactly who I am, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm very comfortable with myself. And what happens is when you can do that, when you develop yourself into that high-value person, people are immediately going to trust you because they sense it. They know there's no ulterior motive, and they can kind of get out of their judo stance, tear down the wall that they had ready to build up, and actually be ready to talk to you as a human. So the next time that you're out with somebody, stop thinking about building rapport, overcoming objections, and all these garbage things that are designed to be a salve over the fact that your customers generally don't trust you. But ask yourself, what am I doing that's making them not trust me? And better yet, what are some things that I can do to develop myself into truly that high-value individual so that when people see you, they immediately trust you? When you do that, the sales will come in and you can really start dictating the type of life that you want to live. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.